Hi everyone, how are you today? I'm working on a project in the studio today I wanted to show you. I've bought two stools that look like this very cheaply, Facebook Marketplace, and I am going to use them for a talk that I'm giving in a couple of weeks, and the idea is that I have two objects so that one is a before, one is the after. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to paint the after one so that it looks great, and that's the one that I can show as the finished product, and then the before one I'm just going to leave it as it is. So this is going to be my before. Okay, I'm putting that one away. And let me just move this a little bit. And this is the one I've started working on. So you can see the original blue colour, which I don't mind the colour, it's not horrible at all, but it is a very shiny paint, and the paint job isn't great. It's very shabby chic. It's just kind of a bit shiny, and I just thought it would benefit from a little makeover with chalk paint. And I've gone with this slate grey, which some of you have probably used from the artisan range. One of the reasons I love slate grey is that it's just got great coverage, goes on beautifully, and it's a colour that works with so many things as well. And I do think that these stools might end up under a kitchen bench or something like that, and grey is such a useful colour for kitchens. So that was my thinking anyway. And what I actually want to show you is a technique that I picked up a little while ago, and it is so useful for painting legs of things like stools, chairs and so on, that have got this little detail in them where often, excuse the blobs, where often the paint can gather, and you get little drips and you get blobs, and it's hard to paint legs nicely. So anyway, I learned this little trick, and it's so good. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm using quite a big brush. This is one of the new Crex brushes from the artisan range, and the reason I like these is because they're artificial brushes and they don't absorb lots of water while you're painting with them, so they stay fresh, and they're just really nice to use. You can use quite a big brush for this project as well. You don't need a really intricate brush to get in all the cracks, because you're just going to load it up with like just a fairly small amount of paint, and you literally kind of slap it on like this. And I've realised you can't actually see what I'm doing. It's one thing to paint, it's another thing to paint on camera, and I don't really know how people do it so nicely. Sorry, nearly lost you then. I guess it's something you have to practice, right? So, as you can see, this is just going on so quickly, and the idea is to keep turning your stool or chair around so you can see it from all angles. But literally, I'm just slapping it on, and the paint isn't flying off everywhere because the paint is there's not much paint on my brush. And keep turning it. And this is a great tip if you're like trying to paint a whole set of dining chairs or something like that. It's a fairly tedious job, and this just speeds it up no end. Like literally that leg is nearly done, and the slate is just adhering so nicely to it. If you can see a few brush marks, don't worry, because I mean, a lot of you watching this know about chalk paint already, but if you don't, the first coat is often, you look at the paint marks and think, oh, that looks awful. And then once it dries, you realise that the paint does this sort of magical self-levelling thing where it really evens out so nicely. And I probably will do a second coat. I don't know, I might not need to, because it's going on so nicely. Can you see? I'm not going to paint the whole thing because I'm sure you've got better things to do with your afternoon, but I just thought I'd show you that tip in case it's useful. And I'm trying to decide what to do with the top, because that could be quite fun to do something a little bit different with that. If you have any suggestions, let me know. What I might do is I've just got a new stencil from the Barleycorn range, which is this nice grain sack stripe. So the idea is you don't use all of those like a stripy pattern, you use one of them across the top to get that you know, that nice French look of the old sacks. So we'll see. But anyway, I will leave you alone now, and thank you so much for watching, and for I do appreciate all your comments and support. So I'll see you soon. Bye.